Episode number 213.
You were wrong. And I'm like, what do you mean wrong? And he's like, well, you told me that this, X, Y, and Z wouldn't work out. Do you understand? I've told you so many times, everything is what you need to hear. Had you not heard that, you would not have prepared the way that you prepared. There's so many benefits to why this is, intuitive coaching is unique.
Welcome to the Be Real Show with Travis Too Tall and Huff, where we talk about life, dreams, social media, and business.
Well, hello and welcome to the Be Real Show with Travis Too Tall and Huff. Folks, after this episode, I think you're going to want to reframe your mindset. And at the end of the day, own the present, because we are so pumped to have our featured guest today, Seth Eliot Santoro. Seth, are you ready to be real?
Yes, absolutely.
Let's do this. And my man is all about reframing that mindset, folks. Owning the present moment. That's a very great quote because it's so true, as well as creating a legacy for yourself and thinking about that. What is your legacy going to be? We were just talking about Kobe. Fortunately, he does have a legacy, but what is your legacy going to be? But my man is actually a intuitive business coach. He is also an author, a healer, and a speaker. So my man is speaking. He's out in the Hollywood area, but he's going all over the place, folks. Seth, how's your day going today first?
It's great. It's great. It's even better now with your energy. I love it.
Absolutely. Absolutely, my man. So excited to have you on the show. So tell us a little bit about your journey and story about helping people reframe their mindsets, especially business owners.
Yeah. So, when I was 5 years old, I wanted to change the world somehow. And I didn't know exactly what that meant or what I wanted to be. So I thought at that time I would be an actor, a lawyer, a fireman, or a figure skater.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Some good opportunities there.
A variety too. A variety. I like my man. You're not stuck in one. You're giving yourself a shot to do a bunch.
Right. So it took me about 15 years to 25 years to figure out what that meant. My parents always instilled upon me to have a plan B in case my plan A didn't work out. So my plan B was really corporate America, operations, HR, and stuff. So I've been in corporate America for like 20 something years now.
Wow.
And then along my journey, I wrote my book, my self-help book, How I Learned to Smile from the Inside. And as I was finishing the book, which is, if you've ever written a book, it's crazy, blood, sweat, and tears for real. And all of a sudden, the world started opening up to me from a very different perspective. I would be out meeting with people and or at dinner with friends of friends, and I would just start receiving information, about their deceased loved ones or about what's going to happen to them tomorrow or what they're going through and all these feelings that I couldn't control, It took me about a year to kind of come to terms with it and come out again for the second time, which was actually more difficult than coming out the first time as gay. So who knows about that? And now for the last 5-6 years, I've been finding the way to combine those two passions of mine, right? The HR corporate America world with the intuition and the mediumship and healing.
Right.
So I'm doing my best.
That's awesome. Hey, well, that's all we can do. At the end of the day, that's all we can do. And I love what you're on your Instagram. It just says, folks, reframe your mind, because even in those tough days, even in those crappy situations, we're dealing with the loss of a hero icon, Kobe. There's many people that deal with losses every day.
Right.
Life is not easy, but it is about reframing your mind to get to the next day, because you can't live in agony and fear and anger and stress forever. And if you do, unfortunately, folks, your body is going to react to your mind, and it's going to give you what you want, right? I mean, it's so proven. It's like, you can write on the piece of paper today, I'm going to be a millionaire. That might not happen right away. Now, put some time behind it, put some work, put some, maybe some luck and energy and effort. It might happen if you see it every day in the mirror. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of goals that maybe will never be achieved. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, So, anytime you even, you're reaching your next goal, then you say, okay, well, what's next beyond that? And you think of all the great icons, and they're always doing that. You think of right now, it's Elon Musk in the business world, or Jeff Bezos. It's like, this guy is going to be taking over health insurance. He's going to be taking over shipping. Amazon's really has the data set to do anything. They're becoming a huge advertising vehicle. They're competing with Facebook and Google ads now as far as running ads on the platform. It's almost limitless, And so the point is, everyone's got the same amount of time, right, Seth? It's like, yes,
No, I know. There's so many things I want to say, but like the obstacles that hold us back from
Right.
becoming more successful are the ones that we never look at, or the ones that need to be reframed. Not only that, but also the ones that need to be dealt with and handled, you know?
So looking at those obstacles.
Exactly. Exactly.
So when you look and talk with the coach, what is typically holding them back for folks that are, just interested and maybe curious to say, well, what's holding these people back usually?
Awareness. I've been doing a lot of thinking about this lately. Don't have the awareness, the self-awareness and the outside awareness to be able to look at themselves and to be able to look at everyone else. I think the greatest and most successful managers, leaders, and CEOs have done that work, or most of them have done that work in terms of knowing who they are, right? Knowing and then understanding that not everyone is the same and everyone is so unique in how we deal with them.
Yes, absolutely. I always say there's 3 types of entrepreneurs. There's the one that's a lifestyle. There's the one that wants to build the huge business. And there's one that wants to just kind of solve a public good or help solve a cause, and knowing which kind of entrepreneur you are is real important, because I think people push themselves in boxes that they don't need to be in. You don't need to have a home office. You don't need to have a big corporate headquarters if you want to be a lifestyle entrepreneur, save yourself some money and time and tax benefits and make it out of your house, for instance. I've always done that for the last 10 years, and push back on the norms of what a business needs to look like. And if you look, folks at companies like WordPress, they're doing the exact same thing. Look at WordPress, one of the biggest, a huge company, but they have built where their team works from wherever they want to work from, and they give them a stipend to work wherever they like, and they can work the hours that they like. And hey, that's the new world we live in,
Absolutely.
So it's almost about, really, at the end of the day, for one, just talking back into what you do, is knowing to be aware of what typically. Like what's holding them back in their awareness? Is it like their personal stuff? Is it more business stuff? Is it?
It's personal, but then it resonates into everything. So the reason I work with executives, politicians, and CEOs is because they affect the most amount of people, right? Mm-hmm. If you think about it, once they deal with their personal stuff, then it trickles into their business and family stuff, and then it resonates from there to their VPs, their teams, their employees, and then the products, client services, and then everyone who uses the client experience.
Right.
So I think it's really important, for me at least, to work with those people who can really affect that change. So to answer your question, it's really, by dealing with the day-to-day, it's funny because I don't even realize that I'm doing it most of the time. I'm actually working on them, healing them, and also bringing in the past every once in a while. Like, hey, so I notice you feel that way with this person. So what's that about?
Right.
Not in a scary way, but more in like an exploratory way. And everything I say to people is what they need to hear, not what they want to hear. And that's where the intuition comes to play.
Got you. Yeah, because the coach is really supposed to push you, right? It's like a trainer, like a personal trainer. You go into the damn personal trainer, or you go into those personal training classes at the gym, and they're meant to push you, folks. They're not meant to be on your time, right? And so it's like a good coach shouldn't be like, good job, good job, good job, good job. It should be really some pushback there, right?
Yeah, I often find myself saying, that was a win.
Yes.
I find that most people don't give themselves props or credit for things that they are doing, or they aren't being grateful for the things that are going on around them, So it's as much pushing, coaching, motivating, and inspiring them. And then also the intuitive side, as well as teaching them how to listen to their own professional intuition, their own intuition, and their gut.
Got you. Yeah, I only can imagine, as you grow and scale your business, there's so many different. And being an entrepreneur or president or CEO or founder, it's a lonely world in some cases, because it's on you, and so it's different than most people think. It's different than most people think, because most people don't want to be founders. Most people want to have control of their lives. They want to either show up at a job, clock in, get paid, and leave, and never have to worry about the business. And being an owner, it doesn't exist, no matter what and where you're at, no matter what's going on, no matter what size your business, there could be something that affects you right now that takes down Amazon. We don't know if it's going to be what it's going to be, right? But like, there could be something that, shit, TikTok right now compared to, social media right now is moving to TikTok, and so, hey, Facebook does have a concern there in that they have a big business and a lot of advertising, a lot of investors, a lot of things on the line. And TikTok just comes along and just all of a sudden swooping up the damn, young kids and millennials. And so just think about it. There's any business can be disrupted, right? And so, and we've seen it through our whole lives, right? It's like there's no one's safe these days.
And speaking of that, 90% of all CEOs and owners have this fear of failure,
right?
And it's not something they admit openly, really. I'm sure that number is probably closer to 99%,
right.
But it's lonely up there at the top. And that's why I work with those people, because there's so much gold and juice and stuff that can go on there.
Got you. So then when you go into healing, do you go into like crystals and things like that? Is it take it into that level with them? I mean, I'm looking at one because I have a crystal right here. My sister always gives me a different type of crystal every time I see her for Christmas, and I have one. I have one by my bed. I have one right here, right by my laptop, because it's like supposedly protecting you from electromagnetic stuff and bad energies. And
my husband does, but he believes in all that stuff. I'm more pragmatic, logistical. Like, why did you do that? Like, what's the point behind that? Not that I don't believe in crystals and all stuff, but I do a lot of chakra. Like, I don't know if you know that, the 7 chakras, whatever. I do a lot of like cleansing and clearing when I'm working with people, or I'm just literally, I'm listening for what they're not saying, and I'm listening on the other level of like what they need to hear.
Right.
And sometimes it's not fun, like I've been like, no, I don't like that person, that project's not going to work out. And they're like, what? But that's exactly what they need to hear. And I don't know this. Like, I don't know this at the time. It's just what I'm feeling. But then 3 months later, I had a client come to me and be like, you were wrong. And I'm like, what do you mean wrong? And he's like, well, you told me that this, X, Y, and Z wouldn't work out. I was like, do you understand? I've told you so many times, everything is what you need to hear. Had you not heard that, you would not have prepared the way that you prepared.
Right.
So there's so many benefits to why this is a unique, intuitive coaching is unique.
Intuitive coaching, I think it's fabulous. I think it's necessary nowadays, especially as you're building your business. And then that leads me also into my next question about the book, because I love the title for once of the book. It's because at the end of the day, I always say, folks, if you can't smile at yourself, then who on the hell is going to smile at you? If you can't smile at yourself, who the hell is going to smile at you? You got to be the one that smiles. Other people smile when you smile. It's like, it's fucking granted, dude. Every time I walk around the grocery store, I smile at people. They smile back. It doesn't matter if they're any color, any age. I mean, usually kids and like, when they're under 20, they're like little punk kids. They don't, they're like, fuck you guy, whatever, whatever, dude. But besides that, everyone smiles back if you smile at them. Most people, even the most hardened criminal, will smile at you. In fact, give you respect. If you open the door for a thug, he will give you respect.
Yeah.
Because you just said, hey, you know what? I'm humbling myself for a second for you so that you can have a clean entry here. And and bow your head to him a little bit, give him a little nod. The hardest thug on the streets will give you respect for doing that to him.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's just a street tactic if you want to know the streets. I'm not from the streets or anything, but hey, I've dealt with all sorts of types of people doing music and doing all sorts of stuff. I did some music with gang members. I know for sure. So I know how to mesh in with these people, and it's real simple. Respect. That's all it is. And so I love it. Talk to us about the book. Tell us about smiling on the inside.
Yeah. The fascinating thing about it is it's for anyone who's lost their smile. So, and I think we've all lost our smile. Of
course. Yeah. Look around, dude. Look around.
Yeah. So essentially, I have kind of updated Dr. Kubler-Ross's 5 stages of denial or loss into the 5 stages of healing. I've gone through a lot in my young little life, and I've realized that, in one of the last kind of major hurdles and obstacles that I went through, or traumas, I should say, I noticed that there was a pattern that I honestly always go through. And so, as I was sitting on a plane on my way back to LA from Mexico, because my boyfriend had just zero converted to HIV positive, and I didn't know what the status was, and I didn't know if I was going to make planes, all this stuff. I sat down and I took a huge inhale, and I was like, okay, I know that I'm about to go through something huge right now.
Wow.
I mean, and our life is going to change. So maybe I should document everything so that other people can learn from our trauma, And that's, boom, the book was born.
Wow. So it came from a tough place.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. And it's sometimes it's like, wow, where did that come from? But
yeah. Hey, you got to roll with it.
Yeah. So I had one iteration, and then it turned into what it is now, which is, I talk about the 5 stages in the acronym of SMILE. So SMILE. I don't know how in depth you want to get, but in terms of the 5 stages, I feel like the first one is shock. There's no way around that. Right? If you hear anything, someone dies, whatever, with Kobe right now, it's like
Kobe,
shock,
man. Yes.
right?
Absolute shock.
So then there's this place of what I call mock acceptance, a word that I invented myself.
Mock acceptance.
Yeah. So it's half denial, half acceptance. So with a death, it's the place where, oh my God, I have to get all this stuff done, and I have to plan the memorial service or the life affirmation service. And it's when all the relatives come in, and it's when you just have to get things done.
Right.
And there's just no ands, ifs, or buts about it, And I believe it's the body's way of like allowing the information to really sink in. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
So then we go into in overwhelmdom, which is the I. That's the point in emotions. Remember how we're talking about you have to feel, right? You have to look at what you're going through. You have to really feel the emotions. And I know that's really hard for a lot of people, but you really need to go through a time where you are on your couch and crying, or you're at top of a mountain, like really seriously considering why you did that, what happened, whatever. You have to go through that. And if not, you won't ever get to the other side, which is learning, So I think reflection and learning gives and provides insight on such an incredible level that you will learn what not to do the next time. Or you'll recognize a pattern and that you have to break that pattern.
Right.
And when I broke a pattern several times over, finally, that's when the world opened up to me, The last step is embrace, because I don't think acceptance is enough anymore. We live in the 21st century, and we're in the 20s now, and we just can't accept anything anymore. We have to literally enthusiastically embrace everything as part of our journey and part of our incredible adventure.
Right. And accept each other. Absolutely. And embrace each other.
Yep.
I mean, because no matter what your political race, no matter what your sexuality, no matter what your race is, we are all here in the 20s, 2020, right now at this time. You weren't born in 1963. I was born in 1963. I was born in 1991. So I'm 38. I'm coming up on 38. So I'm getting old, folks, but I feel young. I feel good, but still, we're getting old. So embracing each other, accepting each other, no matter what your political view is, put some shit aside. You know what I mean? Realize that we're all human. We're all here. You're driving down the street with the same people. You're walking down the store with the same people. These are your friends. These are the closest people in your lives. They say, actually, if you believe in a lot of different weird, things out there, but the universe is, you've maybe lived a few lives. So maybe that's you. You're staring at yourself in a different life. You don't know. You don't know. So
also, you have no idea what other people are going through.
And
everyone is going through something.
Right. Yeah. So when that person has a negative look on their face and you smile at them, or you just say, hey, have a great day.
Right.
Or whatever, you don't know how that impacts that person's life, because maybe no one freaking tells them that.
Yeah.
And probably no one freaking does. I always say that all the time. Just open the door for people. Say, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, ma'am. Some people don't like it, but it's a sign of respect. And you know what? Be kind to people. Shit, we're not in a race to freaking get through life. I mean, shit, do you want to run a race, or do you want to live in a marathon and live a long life and live, it's like people that drive too damn fast. It's like, dude, where are you going? Like, where the fuck are you going? I can't imagine you're going to go talk to the president right now. I can't imagine you're going to go win a lottery ticket right now or something. Right. Where are you going? Nowhere. You cut off 18 people and then stop at the same damn stoplight, and I'm ahead of you now? I'm like, what in the frick are you doing? It's hilarious. So I think it's just one of those things that, people's personality comes off in their different styles. Driving's one of them. But I always say, folks, just, hey, embrace each other. That's a great point with the E. Embrace each other and know and respect each other, no matter what their flag they're flying in life. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter. That shit doesn't matter. It's what they want. It's their happiness. No worries. If you're happy, I'm happy. Period. You know what I mean? And so that's the way I look at it, because there's so many different personalities I have to bump into in life. I got clients that are Democrats, Republicans, fans that are 49ers. I'm a Cowboys fan, so we don't get along. People that like the Giants, we definitely don't get along. People like the Eagles, we definitely don't get along on sports, but we're homies, so it doesn't even matter. That shit doesn't matter. You just put that stuff aside in life. And that can't be the reason why you don't like someone, is because of what flag they fly, no matter what it is, And so, and I'm with you, man. So I love that. So then that takes me also lastly into speaking. When you go out and speak, what do you typically like to talk about? What's your message? Who do you typically like to talk to first off?
Yeah, it's varied a lot.
Okay.
I've done a lot of obviously motivational and inspirational, but more geared toward. I've done a lot of mental health, like speaking to people either in the mental health world or on the receiving end of the mental health professional world.
Gotcha.
I've spoken to college groups, classes. I've spoken to high schoolers about the importance of learning languages and how that can enhance your life in so many ways. I speak several languages.
Wow. What languages, by the way?
So Spanish and Portuguese fluently.
Wow.
And then French was French, Italian, and now I'm learning Afrikaans because of my husband. So
do you learn off an app? How do you do it? How do you learn?
I learned. Well, I learned most of them by myself.
Sure.
But I went to Ecuador, spent a year in Ecuador.
Oh, yeah, you learned that right there.
So there's Spanish. But I just paid attention in school in French class, and then I wanted to learn Italian, and I've gone to these places several times, and I just really, and obviously now that Afrikaans is part of the language in my house, I obviously want to learn that. So that I'm learning that on an app.
That's awesome. What app are you using? Duolingo?
No, they don't have Afrikaans. I'm using something called Mondly.
Okay.
And you can compete with everyone to make sure that you are doing the daily lessons. So it's fun. It's fun.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I mean, there's so many different ways to learn out there, folks. I always say we are in a generation of self-learning. You got Google, YouTube, you got apps out there. There's just no excuse, right, to learn something.
Absolutely.
And there's time to watch Netflix too, folks. Right. So I always tell people you can literally do anything you want just 1 hour a week. Because I think so many people in this world, Seth, are wanting it to happen right away. So whether that's a better body, whether that's wanting to learn language, whether that's learning to vest, whether that's learning to start a business, whatever. But they're in this all in and then all out mentality. So they put in 4 hours and then they're all out and they never come back again. You know what I mean? And so it's this mentality doesn't work, folks. Spend a 52-week strategy of 1 hour per week. That's very doable. That's very freaking doable. Absolutely. No one is that busy. And learn something. Right now, I've got I always did things I learned. I'm going to be transparent with you guys and pull up my list right here. So the things I've learned since I started my list of things I wanted to learn. I learned how to start DJing. Me and my wife started doing couples painting. And that was something that was amazing. We started a paint night where we do different painting. We found out my wife is a very good painter and I'm not a great painter. However, folks, I can paint things that are just in my imagination and she has a hard time doing that. So she's really good at following a tutorial and beating my ass at that.
Right.
But I can do just paint any scene in my mind and she has a really tough time doing that. So it's just every mind's different. Women are really good because they have a steady hand at paint, folks, because why do you think? Makeup. Makeup is literally painting on. So guys, if you don't practice, with the steady hand, you're not going to have the steady hand that a female does, period. Right now I'm learning how to become a better speaker and learn how to tell my story better because I'm now going on a podcast. Beyond my show, I'm going on other people's show.
Awesome.
We do have a few the Up Your Game podcast. I was just doing that one. I know you just are on that one yourself.
Yeah.
And so it's just fun to be able to tell your story in a different perspective, But I'd say, hey, make a list, folks. And each year, it's fun to tackle a new one. And I got still a lot on the list. Still, I got speak Spanish, make a movie, build on the blockchain, coding, become a chef, become a speaker. That's the one I'm kind of doing now. Get my MBA, author a book, learn how to golf better, write poetry, meditate, yoga. So each one of these is going to be a whole year that I spend trying to learn this because,
wow,
you know what I mean? Because you can't learn these things in one year. You know what I mean?
Right.
And be good at any of them, So when you spend a whole year and you're DJing, you're learning how to DJ, you're learning how to do the things, you're learning how to do the mix, you can learn it, And so don't forget, folks, your dreams are 1 hour a week away, but don't give up after 1 week. But I love your message, man. But now we're about to take you into our top 10. Are you ready?
Okay, sure.
Let's do this. Apple or Android?
Apple or what?
Apple or Android?
Oh, Apple.
Netflix or YouTube?
Netflix.
Instagram or Facebook?
Instagram. Oh my God, Instagram.
IG.
Yes.
Owned by Facebook, folks. So they're winning both on there, but we love the IG platform. Chicken or steak?
Steak, but I'm
There
a
you go.
vegetarian right now.
Heck yeah. When you're having a cheat meal, you do steak.
Absolutely. Yep.
What kind of steak would you like?
Well, there's a there's a restaurant here, Osteria Mozza, that has this amazing, like $100 and something, aged, beautiful prime steak.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
That sounds freaking phenomenal.
My mouth
Bet
waters.
you guys got a lot of good restaurants down there in the Hollywood area, man.
We do now. Yeah.
Laptops or smartphones?
Laptops.
Spotify or Pandora?
Spotify.
Movies or video games?
Movies.
Reading books or listening to books?
Listening to books.
You do Audible?
Of course.
It's freaking awesome, huh?
Oh my God.
I remember my boy Tom Bilyeu. I had him on an episode. I forgot what it was, 90 something, and he told me, "Hey, just do the Audible." And he's all, "I do it like at 3x." I'm like, "Dude, that's insane!" Like, 3x speed. I'm like, "Holy shit! No wonder you're getting these books done so fast." But he does the Audible and it taught me that you can just speed it up even in 1.5x or 2x, and you can get these books done pretty quick, folks. Because a lot of times the speakers, kind of speak kind of slow, so. Put that 2x on, folks, and see what you can do. Stocks or real estate?
Real estate.
Real estate. Oceans or lakes when you're in the vacation mode?
Oh, that's hard. I grew up in a lake, so I'm gonna go with lake.
Depends on the mood.
Yeah, because now I live here, so now I go to the ocean all the time.
You get the best of both worlds, my man.
Exactly.
And when you wake up in the morning, you look yourself in the mirror. Why do you love being you?
I know that I'm here for a much higher purpose to help everyone heal and smile from the inside.
That's something special, brother.
Yeah.
There's probably a lot of people that can't look themselves in the mirror and say that.
Thank you for that.
Yes.
Great.
For real, man. A lot of people probably cannot look themselves in the mirror and say that to themselves. So keep up that passion, brother.
Thank you.
You are in control of it. Do you think you'll ever retire?
No, absolutely not.
We're going to take the Warren Buffett model, folks. We're going to the end. Hey, he's still got his mind, man. Him and Charlie Munger, who's 90-something, 93 years old, and they still got their minds. Their diet might be weird, and they might drink tons of Coke and eat See's candy and eat McDonald's every day for breakfast, but they still freaking are alive, folks.
Alive, exactly.
And they're happy, So there's something to being happy at your work and still continuing your work into your later ages, because they say when you quit work, what happens is your mind goes. Your mind, dementia. Then you can play as much golf as you want, but you're going to be having Alzheimer's in 20 years. So keep your mind right, folks. Keep your mind right. How do you typically like to start your day? Do you have a routine? Do you have something you like to do to get things going?
Actually, I do a little I have exercise routine.
Nice.
And then I go right into meditation.
Okay. How long do you meditate for?
About 20 minutes, sometimes longer.
That's good, man.
And my most favorite way is actually I expand my energy and then kind of do this silly thing where I just pretend that or heal kind of the world by.
Wow, everything. That's awesome. Yes.
And I just want to give everyone 1 minute of gratitude or happiness. Or
absolutely.
Love. Yeah, those are the coolest days.
You are healing the world those days.
Thank you.
You are. Your energy is healing the world. They say a butterfly that's flying in Brazil might be causing a tornado somewhere else, So there's all sorts of stories of this. But the point is, I would say is that I agree, man. Even I came across the Calm app, many years ago, and it's a great little simple app that you can use, folks. It's free, and there's obviously paid versions, but they have one in there. It's about loving kindness, and it's a really good one because it's you say these affirmations to the world, or your local community, or your family, and you're sending out this energy. They're not necessarily expecting it, asking for it, needing it maybe, but you're giving it to them, and it feels good to say, we wish the world more happiness. We wish the world more peace. We wish the world more love. We wish the world a lot less stress, Yeah. People would invest. I wish the world would invest their money because living paycheck to paycheck is not a great way to live because it's very stressful. No matter what your income is, because people making millions go broke too. So it's not. Money is one of those things that doesn't discriminate. You know what I mean? And so, people that are super poor are rich. There's stories of guys working at the UPS or Walmart or some crazy job for 30 years, but invested along the way and had $10 million. And there's a guy, he was making less than 30 grand a year. And then there's another guy that was making millions, and the guy's bankrupt many a times and doesn't have anything. So it's not about how much money you make, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Tell me this. Do you have a skill you want to master?
Oh God.
Is there a skill you're looking at 2020? Because I told you my skills. I'm trying to get better at telling my story. Right now, I'm also trying to become a parent because last year I had a daughter. So she's now 1, and
oh, congratulations. That's
1
awesome.
to 2 is going to be nuts.
This year it's really learning Afrikaans for me.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So you can connect to your man.
Yeah, it's a huge thing, and his family, all that stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think I'd like to have too many clients. I'd love that for that to be my, but that's not a skill.
It's not a skill, but you still can put it out there. Why not?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
When you look at your phone, do you have a favorite app? Is there something you're looking at and you're like, I love this freaking app?
I'm like literally looking at my phone right now, or looking toward my phone. I think, you know what? Actually, I use LinkedIn more than anything else.
Yeah. Heck yeah. They got a great app. Is that a great way for you to connect to business owners and kind of just continue that process of outreach and continue your message too?
You know it. You know it.
Yeah, it is. What did Gary Vee say? LinkedIn is like Facebook or in like 2009. You know what I mean? It's like LinkedIn is now the place to get that business going. You know, I mean, obviously TikTok too, folks. If you want to get some organic reach, you can put a TikTok together. I'll give you guys a tip too. It's not that hard. Just take whatever your Instagram stories or your Snapchat stories and just share those on that platform. And
really?
Yes. And put a couple relevant hashtags. So you don't have to do content just for TikTok. Like the most famous people, let's be real, are doing some dance or they're doing something viral that went viral and they got 10 million views. And next thing you know, they got 20 million followers. You know what I mean? So the kids that are doing this shit right are getting a ton of, viral reach. But if just a consistent outreach, take some of your stories, the motivational ones, the ones you say talking about reframing your mindset or anything like that.
Yeah.
Put them on there, put a few hashtags on there that kind of relate to that. Boom. Guaranteed you'll get organic traffic. And people will be like, thank you. We appreciate it. You'll see some organic reach there where, a lot of the other platforms, folks, the organic reach has diminished over the time. I started my business in 2009, almost 11 years now ago when we started Facebook pages, with clients. And still that is our number one request, but Facebook pages have gone down as far as the organic reach you get. It's much more of a pay to play kind of platform.
Right.
And same with Instagram now. It's moving more that way too because they're monetizing it. So TikTok, folks, that's the one that's organic. They got a lot of organic reach, but LinkedIn is the one I would say with you makes that business, makes that register ring or get those checks, right?
Absolutely.
Yes. So if tonight you were to sit down with anyone in the world to this fabulous steak dinner that you're talking about here with at this restaurant, this $100 steak dinner, who would it be? Who would you want to have come to you?
Dead or alive? Doesn't matter.
Dead or alive?
I think this is going to sound strange, but I think Jesus.
Wow, that would be amazing.
Because I feel like I just feel like his messages might have been, different than a lot of.
Are you kidding me? Absolutely.
I'm trying to be careful to say that, but
absolutely.
So I'd love to ask him, like, when you said this, did you really mean this? And then, that kind of thing. Yeah.
I think you'd see that he's a totally different person than maybe perceived.
Yeah.
Many more failures than in books that were not released. That chapters that were not released to make the character look like a hero.
Absolutely.
The point is that we're all human, and that I think that no matter what your faith is, I think you should always believe that there's something greater than this, whatever that is. I believe that we're all in a universal God. If there's not just one Christian God and you're going to go to hell or heaven if you're not a Christian and you're some Buddhist or you're some person in the middle of Brazil in the freaking rainforest and they find these new villages of people, a few hundred people that have their own gods.
Right.
They have their own languages and gods and everything. So folks, they're connecting to a greater being. If you believe that, just know that. If you believe in God, great. I believe in your God. I believe in whatever God you believe in personally.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so just know that there is something greater for us here in this world. Live that way. It'll make you more accountable. I'll tell you that right now. When you're going down a path of thinking, am I going to do this crazy ass thing? There's a greater God here. No. You know what I'm saying? And so
Absolutely.
It'll just keep you mindset. You don't have to have and get to go to church every week to do these things. You know what I mean? And so I think if more people live that way, obviously we'd have a greater, happier world, less stress, more smiles, more love. Can you give us,
and on top of that, like, we can heal ourselves.
Right.
You know?
Right.
God, and we look to God, we can heal ourselves.
Yes, absolutely. You can, absolutely. We are in control. Your mind is insanely powerful, folks.
Mm-hmm.
You're only using 2%, they say. So imagine locking into that other 98%. Let's get that juice going. Start taking my nootropics and all this fun stuff they got going on. Can you give us a book that has changed your life, or something that you've been, reading recently that you're like, dang, this is just a great book?
There is a book by, there it is, Jan Van Sant, called In the Meantime.
Oh, okay. I've heard this one.
Yeah. And it's about talking when you're in a trauma and when you're in a challenge, what your mind is thinking and what you can do in the meantime. It's very, very powerful.
That goes along with your book too. It probably gave you a lot of insight into your book too, right?
Absolutely. I have another book too. It's actually by Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh, really?
And someone else. It's called Today I Feel Silly.
Today I Feel Silly.
It's a children's book, obviously, like picture for 5 years old or whatever, but it is incredible. It talks about all the feelings that we go through.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Check it out. Yeah.
I'm about to check that out because I got a daughter. So, we love book time. We read books every morning, every night. Books. I want this girl to know and read. I need her to be smart like my wife. She's a doctor. I need a doctor in the house or an entrepreneur in the house.
Yeah. You also need to get Grumpy Monkey.
Oh, Grumpy Monkey. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. There's going to be more and stuff too. So you gotta
Grumpy Monkey.
Yeah. My friend actually wrote it. So.
Oh, really? Grumpy Monkey. Put that in the show notes too. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Could you give our listeners, Seth, one last real talk thought?
So, along the lines of we are God and a part of God, you can heal from anything that happens to you in your life. Yeah.
That's so true, man.
Yeah.
And just don't forget that, right? Don't forget how much power you have in this thing.
And that everything is temporary. Oops, sorry.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's true too.
But yeah, everything is temporary.
If you're feeling pain, know it will go away.
Absolutely.
Over time. Not maybe right away. We got to go through the smile steps. We got to go through the shock. And we got to accept this. We got to accept this. And we got to learn from our mistakes too. And we got to embrace it. Embrace what we're living. We're living an amazing life. Hey, folks, if you want to go live in the 1920s, when you were past, dying in 40s, I don't, because I'm almost 38. So I'm not like my senior citizens. I don't. I want to go to 2020 where I'm living maybe to 120. Who knows? Right? I got my daughter's stem cells bank. So we don't even know. We could be living for a whole lot longer.
Right.
The point is, hey, we're very blessed to be here. My man, I want to ask you, where's the best place for people to connect to you online? Where's the best place for people to find more about your business and your services?
Yeah, they can find SethSantoro.com. They can find me at I am Seth Eliot, 1L1T, IamSethEliot.com. They can find me on LinkedIn, Seth E. Santoro. And then all my handles are I am Seth Eliot.
Well, folks, you've been hanging out with Seth Eliot Santoro and Travis Too Tall and Huff. I want to thank you again for your time today, and let's keep being real. We're all going through a lot right now. And Real-Time Outsource, my business, is giving back to local and small businesses. Through our social media services and campaigns, we are actually helping small businesses get more exposure during these times, and also when we get through these times. At the end of the day, we don't know how long this is all going to last, but most importantly, you got to think about your business right now and take it seriously. So come check us out at realtimeoutsource.com, and we would love for you to qualify and get the process started where we can take a look at your business and see if we can qualify you for some of our services at little to no cost for most of the businesses. And some businesses, you're going to have to pay, but that's just part of life, right? But most importantly is that I think this is the time, folks, that you can actually help thrive in your business. And so I would love to help you personally with our team. We're all going through a tough time right now. So take advantage of this. Realtimeoutsource.com. Check us out. And we would love to do some business with you and help you with your social and digital media in 2020 and beyond. What another epic episode. And if you enjoyed the episode today, can you please do me a favor and subscribe to our podcast, The Be Real Show, on iTunes or your favorite podcast platform. And also take a little time today, if you don't mind, and give your boy T Huff a review. I would really super appreciate it. And thank you so much for listening today.